Hello, everyone. It's your girl Lexi. I'm coming in from my dining room this afternoon talking to you guys about some great topics. Yes, this one is going to be juicy. It is the red flags to look out for when you are dating. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. You can find me on IG at _millennial matchmaker. Again, it's _millennial matchmaker, and like and subscribe to my channel if you like my content. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. What are the red flags? You swipe with this person. They look good. You might have met them out. Whatever it is, you guys are into each other, but you want to start this relationship. However, there are some major signs that you need to look out for. And yes, in some relationships, these are always also red flags. Remember that if these things come up, these are major big signs in the road that you need to slow it down just a little bit. You need to have the yield sign on. You need to have the stop light on. And you know, when there's just that flashing light going on the traffic, you might need to stop before you go again, because these are signs that the person might not be ready for a relationship. First and foremost, we're going to get into it. The person won't go public with you. Yes, I said it, and I know you guys know what I'm talking about. If y'all doing the dirty at night, however, in the daytime, you're nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen, nobody knows about you, and you're just hidden, and you're in the dark shadows, and they do the bare minimum with you, yes, that means that they won't go public with you. You're nowhere to be found on this person's social media. You're nowhere to be found out in this person's life, their friends, their circles. These are big, major red flags. Somebody, as we know, in this social media world, if they're on these channels, if they're on Facebook, if they're on IG, if they're on Snapchat, but you ain't on there, then you need to run. This goes for ladies and gentlemen. If it's getting serious and you see yourself in a relationship with this person and they're giving you all the right signs that they want to be with you, but they can't show you off and they're not proud of you, then run. You got to call the deuces, because there's something wrong with this person. The next thing, you have no overnights. So that means that when they see you, it's between certain hours. You know, you're getting maybe the booty call hours, or you might just be getting a few hours of the night, or you just might be seeing them briefly throughout the day. These are very huge red flags, because you know this person's probably doing something, but if they don't want overnights with you, then who are they doing overnights with? Somebody else. So you really need to look out for this kind of person, especially for women and men the same way. If they're inviting you over, but somehow, somewhere, you got to go home, they always find something else that they have to do, or they don't just want you spending the night there for whatever reason, this means that they're probably not trying to get anywhere serious with you. If there's no valid reason as why you're not spending overnights, and this is a red flag that they're holding out for something else. They might just be using you for a piece of behind, or there's just some reason why they don't want you over there. Whatever it is, don't stick around to find out. You need to leave, because that means that you're not good enough to be an overnighty. You get what I'm saying? All right. The next thing is, you might be talking to this person, their profile looks good, or you meet them at the bar. This actually happened to me recently, and this person has secret children. Yes, I called it the secret children. It's women and men that do it, guys. There's no shame in that. So if you see them on their profile, they just have not mentioned that they don't have kids, they don't have any pictures of their kids, or they just don't talk about their kids. This is a major red flag. Why? That means that they're trying to somehow seduce you or manipulate you, or just completely be lying to you, because they want to make themselves look like something they're not. Okay? This is the secret parent, okay? There was one guy, he was talking to me at the bar, he was talking all this stuff. Then when he pulled out his phone, I noticed there were some children in the background. I'm like, most people ain't gonna put their niece and nephew on their background. I mean, some do, but what's going on? And then when asked, he was cornered. I said, oh, those kids are so cute. Whose are those? And, oh, they're my kids. Say what? See, that's a problem. These are big problems. If you're ashamed of your kids or you're hiding your kids, what else are you hiding? What else are you not telling me? Do you have something else? You got a secret family you ain't telling me about too? Do you have a secret wife? What other secrets do you got? So you don't want to be sleeping with a stranger. You don't want to have a stranger in your house. And people that start off on a lie will usually end with a lie. Usually the duration will be a lie. So don't get with this kind of person. If you can't be a proud parent and say what you are and say what it is that you have, and that's children, then you don't need to be out here on the dating market trying to trick people, because it is nothing but trickery. It is nothing but trickery, and we don't want you secret parents out there. And I'm a mother myself, and I'm proud of it. I don't have to lie about it. I don't have to flex about it. This is something that I have, and if you ain't with it, then you can keep going. You got to keep it moving. It's fine. But if the person's not down for you and your children are a part of you, Why do you think you need to go out there and try to be somebody else as if they're not going to know you got kids out there? As if they're not going to know after you done slept with them, been with them, lived with them, that they don't even have, they going to have what they call it, child support coming out they check. When there's a negative 600 by the state that took that money out your thing, or y'all can't get your taxes back because they got back child support, or you see a random number calling a night and it's your baby mama, or some kind of crap's going to show us that you have children. So please don't lie about that. It just gets me so angry. So no secret parents, no secret parents. A major red flag as well is the over-aggression. This goes for male and female. Like I said, I'm talking to my modern ladies and my modern gentlemen. If you say something to somebody and you feel like you're walking on eggshells with this person, run, guys. That means that this person doesn't make you feel comfortable. That means that this person you've got to put on a different persona for. That means that this person, anytime you bring up something good, bad, or indifferent, they're going to be overly aggressive because they want to fear you into not being who you truly are or having an opinion. This is a bad start. This could happen a lot with the man that's overly alpha or the woman that's overly feminist. Whatever it is, whether you've got a control freak, a control problem, or you just a control body, nobody wants to deal with someone that has to result to aggression. So that means that you're not in tune with your emotions. That means that you're not emotionally mature. That means that you can't even handle constructive criticism, which means that you are not an adult out here that's ready for a real relationship. Because unfortunately, if you have differences, you shouldn't have to be aggressive with the other person in order to give them fear tactics to not do it again. There are a lot of guys as well out here that do this, and it's usually the start of some kind of abuse that's happening. I'm not saying all men are abusers, and of course it doesn't happen like this, but there are men that use their strength in order to make a woman acquiesce and go with their way. And ladies, don't fall for it. If they can't accept a strong opposing opinion, and I'm not talking about oppose just to oppose or just to be controversial, because there's people that just start arguments just for nothing. However, if you're respectful in your decision and you honestly agree to disagree, but that person gets aggressive for whatever reason, run, guys, because that means there's probably something else mentally wrong with them and you don't want to stick around to find out. Okay. The next one is the talking about the ex. Yes, guys, we know this person, we know this man, we know this woman, and the list goes on. It's been since the beginning of time. The ex person, the person that loves to talk about their ex, whether it's in a good light, whether it's in a bad light, whether it's in any light. Why are we talking about the old news? We don't care. We don't want to know. It should just be a point of reference. This is what happened. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I want, and move on from it. However, if the ex is a conversation, like I said, to the point that you feel like you've been in the relationship with them, because you know every in and out and everything that happened, and you know this woman or this man just as much, then you need to be worried. This is the person that is just obsessed with their ex, and you don't need that in your life. Remember that, guys. Okay, next, we're going to talk about the ones that are sneaky. Yes, you know there's the woman or the man that's sneaky, meaning that they're going to take a poop and their phone goes with them. Yes, you guys know this kind of relationship. Don't even start with this sneaky person, because their phone's always face down. They take it to the bathroom. They take it in the shower. They will literally take it if the house is burning down, because they don't want to risk that you lived and you could look in that phone. You know, they're very secretive about their password, or let alone they don't even have a password because they want to do Face ID, knowing that you can't get into their phone. Or when they have that little geometric thing, there's some men on there and some women that thing is being the crucifix, because they don't want you to figure out their hand swivel to get into their phone. And those are people you got to run from, guys. Run, because if you over there playing Inspector Gadget, you're going to be sitting around there sad, crying, and mad, because you're going to feel frustrated that you don't know what this person's hiding. They're hiding something. They're the sneak. Like I said, the sneak chat. They live on Snapchat. They like things that delete. They're on these apps. They're just sneaky, and you're going to be signing up for a job. Just go ahead and work for the FBI. Just go ahead and apply for the government, because that's what it's going to be like being with the sneaky. I just can't stand the sneaks. It gets me mad. It gets my skin crawling. Everything they do is just a sneaky thing. I've dealt with this. I've dealt with people that will lie, just lie, say they're going to work, dress up like they're going to work, pretend they're at work, go to work, park the car there and get an Uber to do some crap. Those are the sneaks. And if you can't trust them from here to where you could spit, then you don't want them to be spitting up in your, because that's going to be a big problem, right? because you're going to fall for them. You're going to fall for the, intimacy, and then you're going to end up being the Inspector Gadget, and they're going to be the sneak. And usually the sneak always ends up staying sneaky, and Inspector Gadget always ends up losing, and then you end up ending anyway. So don't even get in that kind of relationship, guys. I know what I'm talking about, and you feel me. So stay away from the sneak. The next person is you're not being introduced to the family. Ooh, yes, I said it. Thanksgiving coming up, guys. I don't want to break no people up, but I'm just letting y'all know. If you guys are going steady with this person and this significant other, and they have family, the family's alive. They're not Anastasia, an orphan in the middle of Russia. So you know that they got family. You've seen them on their page. You've seen them out and about. You know the family's alive, breathing, and well. However, they just don't want to introduce you. They just don't want to talk about you. They just don't bring you to the family function. That is a major red flag beyond red flags, because that means you got to close the cookie jar. You got to close all the jars, because if they're not introducing you to their family, what is it? Could it be religious differences? Could it be racial differences? Could it be socioeconomic differences? Could it be you just have an ex that they're in love with still, so you can't bring your new girl around differences? What's going on why we can't meet the family? If mom and pops is off the record and they're just not able to be met, and they're just a storybook that you just can't get into, run, ladies and gentlemen, because that means they've got something to hide. Now, do I say you got to pressure the person? No, because obviously we're not stupid, and we know holidays are coming around. So unless there's a big reason why you cannot meet the family, if they just don't feel that you're ready to be introduced to them, then you really need to start looking at other options and people that are ready, because quite frankly, there's something they're hiding. That might be under the terms of the sneaky too. That might be a sneaky as well. So be under the notion that there's something wrong if they are not introducing you to their family. You feel me? Next thing is the no official title. Yes, again, it goes for ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of women out here doing the dirty, doing all kinds of things with these men, but they don't want to be in a relationship, but they're not ready, but they need time. Or men, I'm trying to take it slow. I'm trying to go with the flow. You could go with the flow, but you ain't going up in this, because that means that there's something else you holding out for. And if there's no title, and I mean, i.e. boyfriend, girlfriend, i.e. fiance, i.e. marriage, i.e. wife, children, mother of my child, some sort of title that this person is proud and able to flaunt. I'm not talking about when we alone, you my girl, but then when we're out, oh, you didn't know Susie? No, don't call me by my first name. I am babe to you. Well, I was babe last, okay. You know when you was babe. So if you're babe only under certain circumstances, and ladies, you know what I'm talking about, and gentlemen, you know too. If you only calling this person baby, when somebody's on top of another person, then you need to run, because that means that if they're not proud to keep that title everywhere they go and be a woman about it, be a man about it, and be proud about what they laid up here with, then you don't want to be with this person, because that means they can't stand by their word. And yes, it is as good as your word. How people say your word is, what your guide, a man only has his word. Yeah, those are things that stand by it, because we know what words you were saying the night before. So you better stand by them words, because if the next day you're in there acting like it was nothing but a thing, you don't want to be involved with this kind of person, guys. Run, because that means that they, again, must be hiding something, or must not be proud of you, or maybe they're ashamed of you, or maybe you guys are thinking it's a lot more than what it is, because for whatever reason, he does not give you a title. Yeah, so if you want to, don't play them games, because I will tell people. Okay. Okay, so the next thing will be your behavior changes, right? So these are big things. You start off with somebody and all of a sudden I'm active and I'm hunting and I love it and I'm fishing and I'm a swimmer and I'm a mermaid and woo, woo, woo. And over time, we start to see that, Megan Fox is turning into Rosie O'Donnell. Okay, these are big factors, guys. We need to start looking at these things. We need to start talking about these things. Why all of a sudden did you fall off the map? So that's why I tell you guys about the 30-day trial period. Remember that everybody's giving you their best in the beginning. And this is why I call them red flags, right? You got to be on the lookout for them because they're not going to just show up in the beginning. There are going to be flags that you got to see that's out there, and you've got to, across all the other gunk that's going on, you got to really look and see, is this person falling off or is just they were never on? I'm trying to tell you some knowledge. Were they falling off or were they just never on? If you were never on, wipe me down, cause I'm on, wipe me down, cause I'm on, wipe me down. Oh yeah. So if this person was never on, then you gotta wonder why they didn't fell off. Okay, you've got to wonder why they've let themselves go. You got to wonder what happened to the hunting, baking, cooking, sweetie. If things start failing in the relationship, try not to go into the marriage, because that means that this person was giving you a show, an Oscar award performance, and that means that it's going to just be for play, for show. It was just to win you. Then once they got you, they got off their game. And you don't want somebody that's off their game. You want somebody that stays on it. You don't want to continue to do that. So make sure that you get with somebody that stays. The same person on Saturday, the same person on Sunday, Monday through Friday. Okay? Okay. Another person you got to watch out for, this goes again for ladies and gentlemen, is the jealous person. Yes, there are men that are super jealous. They think that you're looking at the neighbor. They think that you're sleeping with the coworker. They want to see every inch of what you text, what you write, what you do, to where you can't even breathe. And yes, there are those psycho jealous women as well, that anything you do is for another woman. Oh, you're looking like this for another woman. Oh, what you doing with your assistant? Oh, what you doing with this girl? Oh, what you doing? Who's she in your phone? Everything is a big problem and they're jealous. Now, there's a difference between being concerned and having a spirit of discernment and seeing something's wrong. Maybe there's more to it. However, if somebody's just going about their day-to-day life and they've given you no reason to doubt them, they've given you no reason that they've lied to you, and there's no reason to be angry, then why are you worried about it? Why are you jealous? See, jealousy stems from envy, stems from insecurity, stems from a lot of bad things. Jealousy just doesn't, stem from great people with positive vibes usually. Now, it's okay to want that person all for yourself and have a little bit of sense of a healthy jealousy, in the sense that you don't want them flirting with someone else. However, if it's excessive to where the relationship is not brewing, it's just going downhill, then you need to get rid of this person, because jealousy doesn't win. Okay. Next thing is they just can't get with your friends. That's just so important, right? Like, you've got your life prior. Like, if you're the modern woman and you're the modern man, like, you've got a friend, like, you've got a life. Like, you've got friends that you've been down with that got your back. And I'm not saying that your friends should be your main concern for when you're dating someone, because after a while, it's going to shift more to that person, because that's your significant other. However, you want them to at least have a cordial relationship with your friends. You want your friends to not hate them. And even if one or two friends don't like them, you don't want the whole group to not get with you. So if this person just doesn't get along with any of your friends, and you don't get along with any other friends, or worse, you've not met any of their friends, these are major red flags that you need to run, because a lot of these friends are influenced. Let's just be real. They're influenced on this person. So if there's no good vibes with them, they're always going to look back, whether it worked or not, and say, well, we told you so. We told you so. So don't give those people the power over the relationship to where you've been so mean to them that you don't even have a fighting chance, because you've just not given yourself any help in the friend zone. So the friends are important to a degree, and I just think there are people out there, again, that stem from insecurity that don't like your friends. And these are people that you got to get rid of. Another thing you need to be getting used to is, they can't stay off that app. Yes, honey. We met on Bumble. We met on Facebook dating. We met on one of these apps, but it's still on your phone. It's still saved on your phone. You still are on all of the apps. You seem to be living on this phone. And then when I ask you, oh, I thought I deleted it. Oh, I thought I did this. See, anybody that's on their phone too long, there's something wrong. There's no good that happens with internet and alone time and after dark. Okay, these are just three things that just don't go well. Internet, alone, and after dark. Okay, what else are you doing? You in a relationship, you're fed, you're clothed, you got running water, and you got good heat and AC. So that's all you need to be surviving. Why in the world are you needing internet and late nights and is there something I missed here? Yes, there's something big you missed. You missed that this person is up to no good. So you need to make sure that they can delete those apps, get off that phone, and be in the moment for some time. You guys need some undivided time, dang it. And that doesn't happen enough. You see, sometimes you go to dinners, you go to restaurants, you see people sitting on their phone. And you mean to tell me you guys aren't even enjoying the meal? You guys are just texting the whole time. I don't care what your business meeting has. I don't care what you had to do earlier. I don't care what happened. You need to be focused on the meal in the moment. These are memories. Build the memory. Check your phone later. Turn your phone off for a few. That client could wait. Okay, that person could wait. All those things can wait. Live in your moment, enjoy your day, and get off that dang on phone. These are big red flags. Remember, if the person's not off the phone just in the dating phase, why are they going to change in the marriage phase? Make sure that the attention is on you and not on all the other extracurricular things. Another thing you got to watch out for is the chameleon. They see me rolling, they hate sin, patrolling. That's my chameleon. Now, it's okay for the rapper, but for y'all chameleons out there, you know what a chameleon is. They blend in with any situation. These people get me so angry. It's like, you speak to them one day, and they believe in astrology. Then the next day, they're Christian. Then the next day, they're Jewish. Then the next day, you feel me? These are chameleons. That means they have no sense of identity. So whoever they date, they become because they're searching for identity or they have to steal somebody else's and they're living vicariously through their spouse, through their lover, through their friend. Now, your identity is very important because that's what already attracted you to that person. Or if that person's a whole person on their own, they're going to want another whole person. Usually chameleons hang with other chameleons. They're trying to figure out this walk of life because a real whole person wouldn't want a chameleon because they're going to see, dang, I like this thing and all of a sudden this person wants the same exact thing. I'm doing this and now my girlfriend wants to do the exact same thing. It's great to have shared interests. Yes, opposites attract, but over time, you still have to have your own identity. There's just nothing more to it. Have your own identity. Have your own thing going on. Stop trying to be somebody else. And this happens a lot. You see it in the dating market so much. There are men that try to be like their women, and there's women that try to be like their men. And it just doesn't work in the long run. Nobody wants that. Another thing you need to look out for is poor spending habits. If the lifestyle isn't matching up with the job description. So what you're telling me to tell me that you're a machine operator and you've got a Beamer? What's in that trunk? So, you think that there's somebody else, they dealing on the side or something else is going wrong. If their spending habits are not adding up to their lifestyle, what they do for a living, these are big problems. So for the woman that's got the Louis bag, we know how much a Louis bag is. For the woman that's got, the Benz, a brand new Benz, you just got to start to wonder. I know based on Google and based on Indeed how much you make a year. Everything is Googleable these days. So why does your lifestyle look like this? And if it's not adding up for the woman, you need to run, fellas. And for the fellas, as I told you guys with the flexor, listen to my video with the men to avoid. This means that they're hiding something. They're hiding something, and it's usually not good, especially when it comes to finances. If you smell a rat, run, because that means that you're going to be ending up footing a large bill in this marriage because when they come clean, because men always come clean after you done got it with them. They never tell you they broke when you first get with them. I'm about to preach some knowledge to y'all tonight. Y'all never have seen a man that was busted. See, because he wouldn't have gotten no play. So he learned how to trick the system financially and give you just enough to think, oh, he's doing all right. Or even worse, they spoil you in the beginning. They give you a false sense of reality of how it's going to be. Then before you know it, they always wait till you fall in love. They always wait till you say, I love you. They always wait till things get too good to be true. And then they hit you with, I'm losing my job. Well, I had to use my savings for this. COVID hit. moving out of my apartment, my lease is up, and I just might have to move back with my parents. It's just like a horror scene when we hear this. Like, it does, you don't know what happens to a woman's psychology when we hear that this man is freaking broke, or if there's financial problems. I mean, even for men, I'm sure it's the same thing for women. All we see is a bill. And nobody wants a bill. You know that bill that you just want to leave, just want to put back in the mailbox? Just put it back in the mailbox. I don't want to talk to Georgia Power today. We're all procrastinators by nature. We do the things that we want to do. When it comes to spending or going out or having a birthday, doing things that we want to do, that's easy to do, right? But when it's time to pay the big chunky bill, nobody's rushing to pay. Oh, goody. A bill. A wonderful $487.25. Oh, please give me the bill. The bill. No. You want to put that thing back in the mailbox. You want to unopen the inbox. You want to call them and tell them they made a mistake, or you're praying and hoping that somebody was dumb enough to get your account number wrong and paid your junk before you got to it. Y'all feel me? You know what I mean. So why would you want somebody with financial problems and go down that hill? No, I just think broke people need to stay with broke people, right? Cheap people need to stay with cheap people. Budgeters need to stay with budgeters. And people that got their life financially on track need to stay with other people that are financially on track. Why would you want to bring down your hard work of what you've done and what you've saved to be with someone that just doesn't care? That just threw their finances out the roof? No. So unless you're, Daddy Warbucks and I'm Annie, then there's just no point. There's no point of trying to be with someone that is having poor financial decisions, period. Another thing, obviously, you want to run away from is the hoe. The hoe. The hoe is going to be the person when you going out, they're flirting with the waiter. Or the guy, he's flirting with the waitress. Oh, I don't know what you like. What should I order? Tell me what's good on the menu. Oh, I hate that. If you want to date with me, don't ask the waitress what's good on the menu. Ask me what I like. Then we can figure out if you get what I want, and then you say, oh, yes, we're going to get the same thing, or give her what she's giving me. But when you start asking another woman for advice in front of your woman, I'm about to shoot you a finger and you know which one it's going to be. I don't like, men that are on the hoish side. You're just way too flirtatious. You're smiling too long. Yes, we're not dumb. We could see a beautiful woman. We can acknowledge a beautiful woman. But if you've done explain the curves and the booty and how great she looked and whoa, her clothes, oh, where did she get that dress? And wow, I love that look. And there are men that keep just going and going, and there are women too. So on the woman's side, if she's there, guys, that laugh that's just a little too long, that wasn't that funny what this man said. Women, we do the up and down. We love to look a man up and down. See, watch her eyes. Her eyes going to tell you the lies. The little hoes are a big problem because, you love that they flirt with you, but you don't like that they flirt with everyone else. And then you never want to sound like the loser, like, hey, I didn't like how you talked to that person. I didn't like that, because then you look like the jealous one, and you really just don't know what to do with the hoe, because, you can't really catch them in their act because they're usually good at what they do. And that goes for the man and the woman, the man hoe and the woman hoe. Just leave them alone, leave them alone, because you're going to have an uphill battle with someone that needs the whole culture. There's a culture in the Hoville. I call it Hoville because it should need its own mayor, its own street lights, its own campaign, its own it's its own organization. Hoville has its own democracy. Because they live by a different set of rules, and they're usually always on the gray line, and you don't really know what to do with them. And more than likely, you're going to end up hurt, and they're going to end up cheating on you. So I just don't deal with the hoes. And you can feel it. You just get the vibe. Even the reformed hoes. Like, when guys tell me, I had a whole phase, and I got my life back on track. Yeah. It's kind of just like an alcoholic. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. I don't like to, categorize people, but you can categorize those that are citizens of Hoville. Hoville is just one of those places that once you go, you just don't come back, It's just like you get an unlimited passport, and that passport's what you got to use through customs, and you just can't come back and forth. Even when you travel, you got the whole passport, you got the whole stamp on it, you got the tramp stamp, and a lot of them do have a tramp stamp. And you just don't mess with the hoes. Don't mess with the hoes, because they're just not loyal. Chris Brown told us. As far as the last one, and these are going to be other red flags, of course, if you guys have them, tell me. And I've been pretty just direct on what to look for. It's going to be the ones that have no backbone. So this goes for women or men. You want somebody that thinks for themselves. Anybody that's been married, which I have been twice, when you've been married, you understand that life gives you a lot of decisions. Life's going to tell you and throw you a lot of bones. And you got to have someone that can think for themselves, that's quick on their feet, that doesn't need to go to mama, papa, daddy, friend, everybody else but you or themselves, right? Because then you're at the mercy of whoever it is that influences them. So you need someone you can't be with the no backbone. You just can't. Life is made up of a lot of decisions. You want to know that if you're needing CPR, if you're on life support, if you're, in some sort of emergency situation, that person is thinking about you and only you, and they can think for themselves and they know what you need, and they're not sitting around waiting for mama to call, daddy to call, or worse, friends that influence them. And these are followers and not leaders. And I love that I'm a Leo. It's so important to lead and to think for yourself. Because when you think for yourself, it's a lot easier to, as an independent person, to make better decisions. I believe that people that depend on other people usually have a catastrophic ending. Because a lot of times, like I said, these people are usually the victim. Or if they're not the victim, they just make decisions based on what somebody else thinks. What's the problem when you make decisions on what somebody else thinks? Well, that somebody else usually is thinking of their own motive, right? Their own motive. And they're not on the motive of the person that doesn't need them. They're usually giving you bad advice. So let me give you an example. Somebody that's weak-minded usually is going to fall under somebody that continues to keep them weak-minded. They don't tell them, think for yourself, do your own thing, right? No, they usually going to take somebody that's weak-minded and keep them trapped in the weakness. And really what you have to do is be with someone that doesn't want to be enabled. Be with someone that likes to think for themselves. Be with a forward thinker. And that's why men get it all twisted when they like, oh, I like a submissive woman. I like a cooperative woman. That's great. But you should also want a strong woman that can think for herself, because you're going to get submissive and cooperative. However, just as you were able to influence her and change her ideas and make her be on your program, somebody else could come on and make that person on their program just as quickly. You feel me? And there's always going to be bigger, better, and other options. Therefore, you need somebody that's going to think for themselves at all times and that's content and happy with themselves. So that's waiting on the happiness of somebody else. And usually when you see people that are highly influenced, they wait on their influence and approval of their mother. That's the mama's boy or the daddy's girl, or people that need the approval of others to be happy. And you will have a long-term road with this person. You're always going to feel bad. You're always going to regret it because they don't think for themselves. They don't have a backbone. And it's probably the majority of the population. So it's really hard to find someone that, I'm not going to say majority is to where it's everybody, but I would probably say at least 60% of people are not forward thinkers for themselves. And you want to be with that 40%. You want to be with that 40%. Because at least you know that nobody's going to just come in and poison their thoughts and get you on their side or just get you out of the game. It's like that coach, right? His whole job is to keep you in the game, to keep you trying to win that championship. You want somebody who's going to try and win that championship, and that championship is your relationship. So remember, I'm the matchmaker, guys. I love you. I gave y'all some good tips. Remember the red flags to look out for. Thank you guys for listening. Have a great one. Bye.